Yo, JPU, Jamaica politics uncovered. This one for the queen of truth, Natalie. Natalie, you are one of the best. No test, JPU channel, pass the truth quest. Them are hide facts, you tear down the wall. Bringing info to the people, big up for all. From parliament floor to country lane, JPU show the game. No stain. We love you, Natalie. Bless YouTube channel, JPU one fast. Check JPU, one true. Check who they live for you. Come check the channel, people them voice. Watch how you dissect the political scene. Clean information, no in between. We salute your hustle, your passion, your might. JPU shining light on the darkest night. Don't make them destruct you, stay firm and true. You all of Jamaica, big up you, we love you. Bless YouTube channel, JPU one fast. Check JPU one true, check who they live for you. Come check the channel, people them voice.
Beats in my sin horns echo.
Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode. If you're joining this channel for the first time, guys, welcome. Please subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I hope you guys had a wonderful day today. Hope all is well with everybody. So tonight we're going to be talking about what transpired in the parliament on Tuesday. And we're gonna have a little scenario here. Also, I'm going to talk about Zarah Burton. I don't know why she go off a Tufton, but I guess we'll find out. Also, guys, update on, for now, Tropical Storm Melissa, which is forecasted to be a hurricane. I want to make sure that everybody's prepared and all these things. I don't know if you guys been following, but it is about to get serious. And guys, yes, Warmington make it on JPU tonight. We have to talk about Warmington. We have a few videos to show you guys. And also, I want to talk to my people in Northeast Manchester about some stuff that was announced by the Member of Parliament. And about the Integrity Commission as well. So a few things. But let me first see who is here. Guys, make sure that you hit the like button and also share the live with somebody. Let somebody know that JPU is on and we are ready to go. Big up you guys. New people in the chat, welcome. Big up on yourself. Guys, please take the like button. Moderator, welcome back. Thank you for being here. So, without further ado, well, we seen the parliament a couple of days ago, on Tuesday. What if Jamaica had woken up to the headline on Wednesday morning? 27 PNP MPs remain sitting after leader storms out. What if that was the headline? What if they did not follow Mark Golding? Because they don't have to. Okay? They did not have to follow him and walk out there. Them could have sit down right there in their seat, because if you remember the video that I shared with you yesterday, when he started walking out, not everybody followed immediately. There were some who sat down. They didn't want to leave, and you could see it on them. But if they had sat down, they knew the consequence that they would have to face with this man. So they were not allowed, in their minds, they were not allowed to make the rational decision of sitting there and representing their people, because in truth and in fact, The speaker did nothing wrong. She was within the standing orders. No. Let's say Jamaica did wake up to the headline. 27 PNP MPs remain sitting after leader storms out. What would that say? Not just about the People's National Party, but about leadership, loyalty, and the shifting landscape of Jamaican politics. So let us dive in. And I'm going to be reading your comments, on it. And I'm going to open up the phone line and look a bit later on. So we already know what happened. We don't have to go over that again. The speaker corrected something that was being done wrong. And Mark Golding didn't take kind to her turning off his mic. And he was not the only one in there who had his mic turned off. She controls the mic. She's a speaker. She has a duty to maintain order or to follow the law. Follow the rules of the parliament, right? So him never like say mic get turned off because him don't believe that the rules apply to him. That is the attitude that we get from this man. So in the moment of visible frustration and irritation, did you turn off my mic? Did you turn off my mic? Mark Golding led his MPs to walk out. But just imagine for a minute that they didn't follow. No, seriously, guys, picture it. The cameras in the parliament are zoomed in. Golding stands up, grabs his papers, storms out, and his own members of parliament, all 27 of them, remained seated. The public gallery would probably sit there in awe. The journalists, them, if any in there, they made a probably a fumble for them camera. The government members, them would have probably faint in there. Some probably would be laughing. Everybody would be stunned. That's not just parliamentary theater. That would be political history unfolding before our very eyes. You see, the thing about what we see going on today is that some people mistake what leadership is. Leadership in politics, guys, it's not about titles. It's not about followership. If a leader storms out and nobody follows him, it's the most public signal that the movement is over and that loyalty has been fractured. So we'd be talking about a moment as defining as, I'd say, 1989, when the JLP had their issues before an election, or when PNP elders publicly disagreed with Portia Simpson Miller and her leadership, style, direction, whatever you want to call it. We have seen these things where people stand up for what they feel they believe in, whether it's one person, whether it's half dozen. We have seen it. We have seen where, let's say, for example, in England, remember when Boris Johnson was in problem over there and his MPs lost confidence in him? What did they all do? They all resigned on him. And there's no way you can sustain as leader when the people surrounding you decide to resign. So these things happen. This hypothetical that I'm explaining, or that I'm putting to you tonight, guys, about the 27 MPs remaining seated, it would tell us that the internal cracks inside the PNP are no longer whispers, they're visible fractures. But I think they missed a grand opportunity. I think the People's National Party members of parliament, all 27 of them, they lost a grand opportunity. First of all, I don't even know why this Golding man is still saying he's opposition leader of the PNP, because he lost the election. He lost the local government election, even though he denied it because they're election deniers. And he also lost the general election. Nobody who shouldn't have to tell him that he needs to leave, that he needs to step down from the leadership rather. But he's still there. And I guarantee you that of the 26 people whose signature kept him there, I guarantee you that 50% of them did not want to do it. They didn't want to do it because they know he's not electable. The PNP is unviable. The opposition party of Jamaica is unviable because of this new style of politics that we see from the PNP, which is not appealing. It is a dangerous movement, a cult movement in my view. So when I say that it was a grand opportunity that they missed, if they had displayed that, not yesterday, if they had displayed that Tuesday, and the whole of them sit down and make him walk out, Mark Golding couldn't survive tomorrow. Guys, tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong. And if they had come together and made that decision, then what that would have done was tell the Jamaican people then that these 27 MPs, they are in there for the people of Jamaica. They're in there serving the people of Jamaica and not Mark Golding. Nothing can go so. And this is the thing, and I'm going to be talking about Warmington next, but this is the reason why a lot of people, even though them say Warmington don't have no manners, they like him because anybody can get it, whether JLP or PNP. Warmington is going to stand up on the principles of the parliament. The oath that him take. I'm going to play the oath and show now again. And the people he's serving. But these people, they're not there for Jamaica. They're not there for Jamaicans. They are there to serve Mark Golding. So since they missed their opportunity, if they had done what was right, it would say that the MPs have stopped performing loyalty, right? And they started thinking independently. I don't know if they'll get this opportunity again. I am quite sure that Golding, in his agitation right now, being that he lost the election, being that he's not popular, being that he lost a lot of money, lost a lot of confidence in his donors, or his donors lost a lot of confidence in him, by extension the PNP, he's walking around with a lot of weight. So, yeah, he'll walk out again. Will the PNP take the opportunity next time to stand on the side of the Jamaican people and not on loyalty to Mark Golding? They're all servants of the people. Mark Golding is supposed to be a servant of the people. If the 27 MPs had done the right thing yesterday, for Mark Golding, such a headline in Jamaica would have been catastrophic. Let's remember, guys, opposition leader of Jamaica has been under pressure for months. Questions about leadership strength, cultural connection, and whether his style resonates with the Jamaican people. Well, we have our answer. It all played out on September 3rd. If his MPs remain seated, that would be the political equivalent of a no confidence vote, a silent no confidence vote in broad daylight. So Mark Golding would have two choices, would have had two choices. Either confront his MPs. Why didn't you follow me, right? That's a weird and awkward position to be in. But he probably would. Why only never follow me? And if it got that bad, he probably would have demanded, not asked, but demanded unity. Can't do this, sir. I'm the leader. There's a new sheriff in town, as we tell the PNP people them. And that could backfire on him. He could be seen as a bully, because win nothing, you lose the election. Or number two, the next choice would just simply be to step aside and open the door for a leadership contest within the PNP, because since this man come in, all leadership contest, all election done with. And no democracy in there anymore, a dictatorship. And who knows? Leadership contest in this time, you might see names like Mikhail Phillips, Angela Brownberg, Damian Crawford. They would probably jump in the race. Take front page as potential successors, who knows? But certainly, the optics would have been devastating. A leader isolated with a caucus that no longer mirrors his emotions or judgment. Emotions are judgment, because that's what it's about. Jamaican politics thrives on symbolism, guys. A mass walkout is not about protest. It's about unity in protest. So when this group, I keep saying yesterday, when this group on Tuesday refused to move in the interest of the Jamaican people, that is, when they refused to use their independent minds collectively to see that there was no need for a walkout, this was solely based on Golding's ego. He didn't think that the rules applied to him, and he didn't think the speaker had the authority to exercise the rules. So, if the group did not follow him, he would have been pissed. He would have seen it as a symbol of disobedience, cloaked in independence. That's not good for him. You see, a leader who wouldn't want to put themselves in that position would have announced his resignation the moment he lost the election, right? Because you face the people, and the people tell you what time it is. They want to continue with the government. And I think somebody said this in the chat. Hold on there. It was yesterday. I'm so sorry. I've got my days all mixed up here. I'm sorry. Yes, yesterday was Tuesday. Sorry. My apology. Thank you. So somebody said in the chat a little earlier that if the MPs had sat still and let their leader walk out, because I don't think it was planned. I mean, maybe I don't know. It just didn't look to me like it was planned. So there wouldn't be any way for them to say, all right, we're gonna do this or do that. But common sense dictates, especially among the senior MPs in there, that nothing happened for a walkout to take place. The speaker did not do anything wrong. Their protest is that the speaker now allow them to ask questions. That's not true. That is not true. So yesterday, if they had done the right thing, the MPs, trust me, Jamaica people them would have had so much respect for them. Every single one of them in there would have been redeemed in the eyes of the Jamaican people. Even though some of them who we not like. A lot of people are of the view that people like Dayton Campbell, Peter Bunting can't get no redemption. But God Almighty knows say if they were in there, well, Bunting was absent. But if the whole of them did stand together and make this a man walk out, go on, all me probably would have said, you know what? Bad to bad. At least them stand for something. But they didn't. They failed big time. But let's think like voters for a moment. Most Jamaicans don't follow every procedural rule in parliament, in terms of tuning in. But they understand leadership when they see it and when they don't, right? So if that headline broke about the 27 MPs, PNP MPs remaining seated after the leader storms out, the voters would immediately say, wait, if his own people don't follow him, why should we? And that interpretation alone could collapse trust among undecided. We have a local election coming up in a year and a half. But here's a twist. Many Jamaicans today, they admire strength, even if they don't agree with every policy. And that's what I just said about if the MPs, the 27 of them, if them did sit down and make the man go on, them would have show them strength to the Jamaican people. And them would have get a little redemption, some of them. But they don't understand how badly this backfired on them yesterday. Because not only did it show golden, unhinged, egotistical and all of that, but more than anything, it showed the Jamaican people that every single member of the opposition who followed him, they are the weakest set of people in the world. Jamaican people and, people in general, they like leaders who can command order, not chaos. And what Mark Golan did yesterday was commanded chaos. He didn't tell them to walk out with him, but they probably know him by now. Don't get the man angry. They have to do what pleases him all the time. People want calm confidence, not emotional reaction. So while such a headline, would have wounded Mark Golding, it would have emboldened the JLP narrative that the opposition lacks discipline, structure, and leadership readiness. You remember what Marlene Malahoo said? Well, it was actually James Roberts. It was James who first said it. I don't want to make no mistake. If you don't remember the conference that was held in Spanish Town, I was shocked. At first, me hear that man talk loud. I wish I had the clip here. But the first sentence that came out of James's mouth in Spanish Town was that Mark Golan is not fit to lead Jamaica. And he's not. And he spoke about his attitude and his behavior. And he lacks discipline, lacks structure as a leader, and leadership readiness. Let me show you guys something real quick. Talking about lacking discipline. We never see this in a parliament yet. Look here, sir.
Asking, Madam Speaker, especially as questions are framed, for there to be some leeway in allowing the member, especially where the issue is already raised in the statement, as it was. And it was just in reference to that statement that the question was being framed. I'm asking, Madam Speaker, for something.
Guys, you never see any leader in Jamaica do that before. You're in the House of Parliament. And you there at the front, because you're the leader. And one of your colleagues is on his feet speaking. Everybody in a suit and tie, skirt and blouse. is a formal setting, it's the highest office in the land. And you sit there as the leader on camera, in front of the country, in front of the world, pigging out whatever the hell he was eating, and a talk with food in his mouth, and a lick off him finger. Hey. Where PNP find a man here? Me just ask. How this man reach near our major political party? Me not care how hungry you are. You can excuse if you have diabetes, because sometimes you might have people where they might have diabetes and maybe them never depend on a good eating schedule, and they had to just get a bite real quick. Okay, that's excusable. But get up and go somewhere where you can have a quick bite and then come back. You don't sit there in front of the parliament, in front of the speaker, in front of the country, in front of the visitors, them from Cuba, where he in the place. And you sit down there attack with not here more than the people attack with food in their mouth. If somebody come on my yard and do that, I not invite them back. Talking with food in their mouth, I lick off your finger them. I pick out your teeth. Is so the people in my England though? I know. When I do them style in Jamaica, when you're in a place of worship, you're going to church, you carry yourself a certain way. You're in a parliament, you have class, you carry yourself a certain way. When then dirty style they come from, Lord Jesus. So hold on now, Jamaica. Uno sister, we were right when we tell us if you choose Jamaica and continue with the JLP. Imagine if we did pick this man now for Prime Minister. I see him, so he may go up at the UN, where there, up at the UN General Assembly, and go up there, go sit down and yam, and pick out in teeth, and lick off in finger them. You know what? We not feel for go no further. I don't want to go no further because this is foolishness. But this is the same man who we saw out there in public, where we know say live in a camera phone time. So every little move you make, every little step you take, from your popular, our people know you, then take your picture. And this is the man that did put him hand in the back of him pants out there. So I want to know if Mark Golding, no self-awareness, social awareness, and respect for the parliament and his colleagues and them something there. How can you do that? That's crazy to me. I've never seen it.
Asking, Madam Speaker, especially as questions are framed, for there to be some leeway in allowing the member, especially where the issue is already raised in the statement, as it was. And it was just in reference to that statement that the question was being framed. I'm asking, Madam Speaker, for some...
No, sir. Guys, the House of Parliament is a sacred institution, one that Jamaicans expect to function with order, not drama. So if the opposition leader storms out, it doesn't just weaken, and under the circumstance yesterday, it not just weaken his side. It weakens the dignity of the parliament and of the chamber itself. But if MPs refuse to follow him, like I said, it would ironically preserve that dignity. It would have strengthened them and show that they put duty over demonstration. That would be a new kind of political maturity in Jamaica, and one where representation comes before rebellion. Will we ever see that? I don't think so. I don't think the 27 people who sit behind Mark Golding have the gall, have the guts, have the patriotism, the independence to see Golding take a stance that weakens our House of Parliament, weaken the opposition, and not stand against it. They don't have the gall to do it. What a shame. Next topic.
I've been paused for 54 years and I've never seen this. After Parker Stanton Thursday.
I, Clifford Everall Errol Warmington, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Marlene, Patricia.
No, I don't want to sign yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry.
You must pay attention.
In for the ride.
Him say him no sign yet. Lady, how you feel call name and the man no sign yet? Guys, you remember that? Now, this is what happened yesterday with Warmington and Terrelonge.
And this said, I must hear it in English. Okay? I use so much to learn Spanish and come back.
And imagine Mr. Everall Warmington in your family, and you have one family function, and you have some cousin with life in the right, or your sister, your brother with life in the right, and him come at the family function, joke for kill, and mother just laugh. The man just talk anything will come at him.
Of the ambassador and the people of Cuba, that Jamaica siga siendo un buen vecino y amigo a la gente y el gobierno cubano. Nuestra historia y amistad ha sido lleno del apoyo de Cuba en muchos aspectos, especialmente.
Hold on a moment, member from St. Catherine Southwest. You are the standing orders were suspended in order to allow. No, not only, member. I'm not sure if you had stepped out of the chamber at the time, but leeway was granted by the Speaker to allow specifically for him to speak in Spanish.
Don't cut up my mic. Don't cut up, please.
Member, I did not turn your mic on at all. Could you start from the beginning?
I'm not aware of what he's saying. I don't speak Spanish. And the standing order that is written for this house, you must speak in English and English only. I have no idea what he's saying, and I'm entitled to understand what is being said in this house by any member. I don't speak Spanish, and this said, I must hear it in English. Okay? I use so much to learn Spanish and come back.
Thank you for your intervention, member. So, members, he is correct in respect of the language allowed by Standing Order 6. However, the member asked previously and member, so he would have to speak in both language, English, and the same would be said in Spanish.
No, man, me have to laugh, you know. Me have to laugh because when a man write, you know, him just write, you know. When him write, him is right. And you see him carrying 40-year-old standing order book with him. So you can't argue with him. But all Warmington had to do was say to Terrelonge, who was agitating him, because you hear the man say, point of order about 5 times, and you still attack over the man. If the man say point of order, you not stop. Why you agitating the man? But all Warmington had to say was, listen, I do not speak Spanish. No habla español. So whatever you just said to them, talk in English so me can hear. That's all. And then Terrelonge would have finished so we must say in Spanish. Since I want to talk fluent Spanish in there. And then he repeat it in English and all is okay. Because all the speaker laugh. But Warmington, you never have to talk that in front of people, them, in front of the guests, them, You never have to talk that in front of the guests, them. God Almighty know. Me understand, say you're right, you're not the right, and you can't go back. You can't go back to your constituents, go tell them what was said in there, because you don't speak Spanish. But God knows, say, you could have just nicely say, listen, whatever you just said to him, I'm going to ask you to repeat it in English so I can hear too. That's all. But you could draw for the almighty standing order book. And the two man, them just, they probably speak some English and understand some English. Probably not too fluent speaking it, but I'm sure they understand because they didn't have a translator the whole time. So them probably look on you now, get up with the book. And I tell the people, them say, you know, talk Spanish. Come on, man. That rude, man. That rude. That was the truth. That was rude in front of the people, them. I know you know anything you say in front of people, stranger, you know? No, man, you must be cognizant of little things like that, man. Some things you have to hold it down till the stranger, them gone. But brawling in front of the people, them, so? And you say, Delano, stop from sit down behind Warmington, because you can't manage, you know? Me no feel say if you sit down back behind him, because
And this said, I must hear it in English. Okay? I use so much learn Spanish and come back.
And imagine Mr. Errol Warmington.
Me change my mind, you know. You see, yesterday when me say the Parliament of Jamaica all collectively embarrass the country in front of them Spanish people here. Me no feel so, you know. Me feel say them Spanish man they want to come back in there. Copy a drama in there. Between what the PNP go on with and Warmington. If for them Parliament probably boring. God know. For them Parliament probably boring. Me say if anything go on in the world, good, bad, or indifferent, Jamaica go outdo everybody. And I that go on yesterday. What make we stay, some man? Jesus, Father. No, sir. I want to know there's a problem between Warmington and Terrelonge, because the way I see Terrelonge, him still attack. Him here point of order, him still attack, and attack over him. So the two of them not take tea or what? But Warmington don't business as long as him in the right. Like him or not like him in the right. I just saw it come down. Let me just play this recap real quick.
I've been paused for 54 years and I've never seen this. I have to park a Tufton terrace and walk come through the official gate. Could neither go or come. I walk park a Tufton terrace to walk the gate, and I've never seen this in 54 years that I've been working this party. And talk about PNP ahead in what? In the mind. About they have ahead a poll. I'm going to get fun. They said third term, fourth term, and fifth term. I have never seen this in my 54 years in politics. Question this, I'm always confident. So this nonsense done about poll. A nonsense can write poll. Don't know nothing important in a poll. Every poll show differently. I have never have to park street south and walk from here. And in my 54 years in politics, I have to park for Stanton Terrace and walk from here.
Why do you think the people are flocking?
Andrew?
Yes.
Because he has the message and he has worked for them, he has performed. If you perform, you deserve another term. And he has performed immensely for this country. We're not bag them out and listen to nonsense that others talk. They can only talk, not perform. And Andrew will get the third term, the first Jamaican party government get 3 terms, and first Jamaican party government since the 60s to get a second term, and they got me 2 terms and getting a third term.
This is your prediction.
No, I never fail yet. I never say we're in politics, so it's not so. When I only see me lose the last time, I win by 5,000 votes. The election reforms, I lose me by 3,000 votes. Me in this in 54 years.
Warmington, I don't feel say you have the authority to tell Jamaica people them when you are leave the parliament. Me feel say the people them must call the shots and tell you when you have to go on. And as of right now, me no feel say they're ready for you go on. Guys, I'm not talking, I comment. This is not somebody we're ready for go on. I sure Warmington want to show the people them say him know the standing order more than everybody in there, you know. Allow me I tell people, yeah man, him just want to show people say him know it and him right. Lord of God. What is not this? Anyway, I'm get the most vote in our country. So, me feel like say him have the moral authority. Him can stand up, deny anybody face and talk. But guys, make we switch gears here and talk about Zarah, Burton, and Dr. Tufton. There was a tweet shared. There was a tweet shared about something that Tufton said. But I want to know, pay close attention. The Gleaner put say, him say you need mental health therapy. And say he's facing backlash. But them never did put this. What Zarah Burton say, classic Jamaica, classic, just incredible. And she is reposting and alluding to his award that he received, National Honors Award that he received a couple of days ago. So basically, as she agitate the man and the man tell her if you go get mental help. Why would you do that? Would you not feel the politicians have feelings too? Them have feelings too. So Zarah, why would you do? Me never expect to see that from you. I was so something personal or what? And Tufton must know why I'm saying she need mental, but never leave that alone. What I can say about mental health is that there's a thing going on in Jamaica right now, or should I say in the Jamaican community, whether it's in Jamaica or on social media. You see the Andrew Holness deranged syndrome, it's real. And these people, these sufferers of the Andrew Holness derangement syndrome, they are victims of PNP disinformation and propaganda. And this is what the PNP does to Jamaicans. Who is going to pay for their therapy? Because they need therapy for true, you know. Me don't know if Zarah are one of them who need therapy, who go through our post-election distress or depression or whatever. And guys, I am not undermining the realness of post-election depression. Me go through it already now. When Trump win the first time. I know why. At the time, I was studying psychology. And I remember never really sleep the night before. Everybody up and watch the election. And I had class that morning. And when I went to class the morning, the whole psychology department, everybody had their arms folded and just looked sad. Because everybody did know they're sitting around with the man from morning and could believe say America would have did do that. And a whole heap of people got through it. So me that never can laugh about something like that. But I don't know why the mental health community not put more emphasis on it and offer people help. You know, help them understand that, you know, whether you like it or not, this is what it is. So you get back to your life and you move on and you don't carry on with any hate or, you know, some people go to the extreme to harm those who they did not want in office or to win an election. While some of us, the more, you know, emotionally intelligent ones will understand that that's the result. You move on. But make we see if Zarah Burton is one of those people who did a hope for the PNP win and then don't win, so she come now and take up the minister. Zarah Burton did a story. Remember, she did do the story upon the Prime Minister and them something there. And when I fight her down, for do our job. But Zarah Burton did do a story about Mark Golding having him assets overseas, offshore. I think I play it over here, but make I play it again real quick.
I believe I heard an interview with you once that said you have an offshore company. And I believe it was said, again, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, I'm just telling you what I remember hearing, that it was something inherited from, I think, your father or something like that. And we know offshore companies by design allow for tax avoidance. Canute Thompson recently came out and said there were 6 steps that he thought were needed for the elimination of public corruption. No legislator can be a majority shareholder or owner of a company overseas. That was one, right? Now, if you become finance minister, would you support that position by Canute Thompson? In other words, if you still have this, or if I heard wrong, please again correct me, get rid of this offshore company because, and then another question, are you share of taxes, Mr. Golding?
About taxes? I didn't hear the last.
By the very nature, offshore companies, as we know, are designed to avoid some taxes. And I'm saying the question then tied into all of this is, are you paying your fair share of taxes if you're not in a position to support what Canute Thompson is saying?
Right. If it's appropriate that persons who have offshore companies and who are in public life should make arrangements to bring them onshore, I think that makes sense to me, and I think that is the legislation that needs to be passed to enable that. Was tabled originally, and then they didn't pursue it. It was tabled by this government.
He didn't answer the question about whether he's paying his fair share of taxes, but that's for another conversation. So, Zarah Burton now. Zarah, clearly you just told Jamaica, say, Mark Golding have him assets them offshore. And in your words, people sometimes do that to avoid taxes, right? So being that Mark Golding have the whole of him assets them offshore, he went into an election with him assets them offshore, right? As a matter of fact, when you conducted that interview, that was before he became president of the PNP. So, you feel said there is anything wrong with that? You know, feel said there was something wrong with Mark Golding going after the Prime Minister and them something there. I thought about the Prime Minister hide this and the Prime Minister hide that. And corruption and them something there. While him have the whole of him assets them offshore. I say him not own one house in a Jamaica. Him not living at when say him not own the house him living at. You not think that was incredible? Zarah, you don't think so that was incredible? Why you don't share Mark Golding picture and say them something there? Are you afraid of Mark Golding tree white? I drink come from England? What is wrong with you now? You're supposed to be a journalist. And one thing with journalists and journalism, they are usually pretty bold. Okay, so they'll say what's on their minds. And they'll say things that other people won't say. So what you need to do now, you need to come tell Jamaica where your little vague statement mean. What you mean by classic Jamaica? What you mean by just incredible? What you mean exactly? Come tell the people them. Or tell the people them if you are one of those people suffering from Andrew Holness derangement syndrome, and you walk a trouble people, and you need mental health therapy. Come tell Jamaica what you mean by people. wanna make sure you tell Zarah Burton so we talk about her over here. And we ask her say, go and explain what she mean by classic Jamaica and just incredible. What she mean by that? Cause we need to know. Cause we live in a different time now, you know. This is not like before when you know could have just come text upon people and tell lie upon people. A different time now. So meantime, when you take up people and try bully them, people are going to highlight, you know, and show the people what you know really are. Because what you're doing right there is bullying. If you have something to say it. And be clear on what you're saying. So the people them will come about backlash through the minister say she for seek mental health therapy. All bullies need mental health therapy. And what she's doing is bullying. Is what's the problem? I don't know. But this no look good for you, my dear. Let me see. The people in Northeast, Manchester, there is a job bank opening. This is your member of parliament, MP Audrey Marks. And these are some of the positions and job listings. In hospitality and food services, you have housekeeping, butler, landscaper, maintenance tech, night caretaker, canteen supervisor, and all these things. You also have administrative positions, administrative assistant, records officer, clergy assistants, inventory clerk, facilities and maintenance opportunities, security and protection services, information tech, data protection officer, and so forth. You can submit your resume if you want more information. You can go on the MP's page. The email is northeastern Manchester at Gmail, but it cut off right there. So there are some job opportunities. We don't want to hear say jobs are there, but nobody know that if you do the job them. See job at that show there right there. So, and if you want a job and you're not certified, remember people are getting certified for free in Jamaica. From hospitality and food service, all the way to probably some administrative jobs and other jobs. And if you don't know how to go about it, reach out to your MPCMA. She will direct you on what steps to take. Oh, guys, wait there. Oh, sorry about that. This is important. If you have kids in school and you don't know yet, the schools are gonna go remote now because, as you know, the storm is coming. So I think students are able to access school online. This is according to the government. This is the forecast right here for Hurricane Melissa. You see, Jamaica is within the cone. By Saturday morning, you know, it should be at 80 miles an hour. So them say it's supposed to be strong. I'm hoping that it's not, but just in case, I hope everybody is prepared. Find out where the shelter them there and them something there. Right now, this is where it is. They say that it doesn't really, it's not really looking like there's a sense of direction, but, you know, because it's kind of all over the place. But, you know, I don't know why them put you over Jamaica, but I'm not a meteorologist, so you have to go over the OPM website or go over, I think they were on PBCJ Live this morning. Yes, I think they did a press conference this morning showing people what the forecast looks like for the few days ahead. So it's supposed to come in this weekend. Yes, so it's important to know where the storm shelters are in case, people, because flooding is going to be a big thing. At least that's what they said, to look out for flooding and them something there. Tropical storm Melissa forecast to be a major Caribbean flood threat as watches cover Haiti and Jamaica. So it will become a hurricane. It's also likely to be a slow mover into next week. And when they move slow, are the worst that. So make sure you're ready, guys, and make sure you're aware of, you know, and the last time we had a flooding, I don't remember if that was actually a hurricane, but I know it was a lot of water. When Dear Jackson Miller go out there go say it's easier said for people who live in poor communities to stay in them house. And no longer after she thought that, one little youth of a jungle drown. These are the things them promoting at the country. For tell the people them say they must be defiant against rule of law and be defiant against anything that the government put in place as safety measures. These are the things that people like Dean Jackson Miller are promoting at the country. I don't know why them feel them have to be combative and defiant where there's a clear threat to people's safety. And it doesn't matter if you live uptown or downtown. If there's a natural disaster or any disaster, you get off the streets and get inside. Because if there's an emergency, you have to let emergency vehicles move by freely. Power cord come down. People get electrocuted and them something there. So that's the reason. There's nothing else. So no matter if you live in a matches box, disaster come go on in there. Yes, so guys, the kids are gonna be out of school, I think, starting. How when them say? I don't remember. But if anybody concerned, go back and watch a press conference then. Let me see. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, tomorrow? Okay, thank you. So starting tomorrow, no school tomorrow. Thank you, Morrison. Thank you, thank you. School is out tomorrow, so the kids them are gonna get 2 days off, 2 free days, Thursday and Friday. You see it? This is why we need to become a digital society, And I think one of the reasons why my feel at Jamaica should aggressively strive to become a digital society or a more digital society is because, and not just pandemic alone, but pandemic teach us that, yeah, it is time for us to get with it. So when you see these things like natural disaster and them something there, where kids are out of school, this is why we need to make sure that every single Jamaican, them have access to internet and digital services. That's the new way of the world. We don't need to be behind. And there's nothing wrong with getting with it. It's for the sake of convenience and efficiency. Nothing wrong with that. Continue, bring him to the front line. Who that? But anyway, guys, I stand by what I said yesterday, that Jamaicans should assemble outside of Parliament next sitting. Yes. See the sign there? As some want to see una assemble out of parliament. And tell the PNP do not come back. Because if you're going to be in the parliament causing disruption, disrespect, getting up and walking out through the speaker, turn off your mic because you are not following the rules, then you're not needed. The thing can go on without you know. No come back, man. Big and serious. Because out of the fear walk out by ego and now respect the Jamaican people. So the people them for come telling you on the face and no come back here. So if you're not no respect and you're not no manners, you come all in a parliament and lick off your finger, pick out your teeth and then sit there and yam with your mouth open, you talk with food in your mouth. I know our style that man, no come back, man. Until you no learn decorum. We have to see something we're just not right. And you know what I hope? I hope that this does not become a norm for us. And this is why people have chosen Jamaica to make sure that we maintain our discipline. Yes, we are disciplined people. Because bad to bad. When my goal in going to go on with and there man a pick out in teeth and a chat with food in their mouth and do them something there. I know we that we not stay so. We are disciplined people for the most part. No come back, man. When you not fit in here, so when you belong in some pigsty, some pig pen. The parliament and a pigsty and pig pen. Spirit of confusion, all kind of something. I made a post today on social media saying that, and I think I'm probably gonna do an upload tomorrow to go a little more in depth about it. The post says all the bright people have gone to or join the JLP. And between that and the decision made on September 3rd, it tells us about the future of our politics and country, and it really does. But I'll elaborate a little more on it tomorrow. It is true. The bright people them, starting with the bloggers them, just look at the quality of bloggers. We're out of social media. The one them we are bat for the opposition. The one them we are bat for the government. The one them we are bat for Jamaica. Look at the difference. It's very clear. The people who are being recruited by the JLP, whether they are, politicians or otherwise, all the bright people are gravitating to the JLP. And if I look at it, the next 20 years or so, what are we going to be looking at in our politics and in our country? Very interesting. Right now, Warmington are the brightest man in our parliament. Talk truth. Are the brightest man in our parliament right now? Why? Warmington is so bright that him even check the speaker. And the speaker have to tell him say him right for true. All right, that's it then. But you know what, guys? Let me see. So I'm not going to get for technicals tonight because we are already upon 1 hour. And I was not watching the clock. I'm sorry about that. But certainly next time, I'll be more mindful of time. Make sure you want to like up the live. I like last night. You guys did a good job remembering to hit the like button. And I appreciate that. So just make sure that you do the same here before you leave. I thank you guys so much for joining. The people in the chat who are asking, where is so and so? Because I don't want to see some people come on the channel. But I have tried. I've tried at least 2 people. But being that the election just over, guys, it's kind of busy for some people. getting back into the groove of things, or getting sworn in and getting used to certain things. So give it a little time. Whenever they're available, they will let me know and I will let you guys know. But for right now, and up until about a week and a half or so ago, people were just a bit busy. Wait, it's a 15 minutes call? Okay, I'll do it after I find my phone. Rotted. Guys, give me a quick break. Let me just find my phone real quick.
I've been paused for 54 years and I've never seen this. I have to park a Stanton terrace and walk come through the official gate. Could neither go or come. I walk park a Stanton terrace to walk it here, and I've never seen this in 54 years that I've been working this party. And talk about PNP ahead, and then what? In the mind. About they have ahead a poll, and they get a fun. They said third term, fourth term, and fifth term. I have never seen this in my 54 years in politics. Question this, I'm always confident. So this nonsense Danan about poll. Danan can write poll. Don't know nothing about near poll. Every poll show differently. I have never have to park street south and walk from here. And in my 54 years in politics, I have to park for Stanton Terrace and walk from here.
Why do you think the people are flocking?
Andrew?
Yes.
Because he has the message and he has worked for them, he has performed. And if you perform, you deserve another term. And he has performed immensely for this country. We're not bag them out and listen to nonsense that others talk. They can only talk, not perform. And Andrew will get the third term, the first Jamaican party government to get 3 terms, and first Jamaican party government since the 60s to get a second term, and they got 2 terms and getting a third.
I, Clifford Errol Warmington, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Marlene, Patricia.
No, I don't sign yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry.
You must pay attention.
In for the ride.
Warmington want him 15 minutes. Where you call up people for you see the man sign? No, sir. Him want the stage while he's up there. The camera for catch him a sign. Where you calling up Marlene for? I don't fear time yet. Him don't sign it. I want to them people here, man. Anyway, I want to point out something to you. When you realize, a Warmington first say that the JLP I will get the 4th and the 5th term. When you hear it in the interview earlier, right? Me not even did. I force me I hear it. But mark it, I am for say 4th and 5th term, 3rd, 4th, and 5th in predict. Hello, good night.
Good night, Miss Mouse.
How are you?
Not too bad. I'm kind of upset.
Upset about what?
You know, I was listening to content this evening with a prophetess. And I don't know if you see where they have this thing with the Prime Minister with Burkina Faso president when me Trudeau with morning. I know it is an AI generated thing.
It is.
So I don't know how she don't pick up say it is a AI thing. But she was calling the Prime Minister, saying, "How dare him to threaten the president of Burkina Faso when he is trying to put him on his guard." Oh dear people.
And what is prophetess?
McLean.
Oh, I don't know them.
And I am saying, how dare you to sit down, watch these things, and then now come for scold the Prime Minister, that the Prime Minister have no authority and no regards to be threatening the president. What I want to know, when people do these things, isn't there something that you can do? Because they use your name falsely, they use your they put it on, to the world that you said this and you never do it? Or is it that the prime minister is aware of something that we not aware of? Because me can't swear him on social media.
I wouldn't pay much attention to it. I wouldn't pay much attention to it because it's AI generated. The people them who get tricked by it, them need.
Yeah, but this is serious for a prime minister.
I don't know how many people believe it. I don't know how many people believe it. I mean,
that means enough people are going to believe. Enough people already believe. Because when I look at the thing and when I look at the comments, oh my God.
Some people are just misinformed, and that's just it. I mean, you're going to have false info. Where's that?
They're not to do it because this is what you call character assassination.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do about it but report it if you see it. I've seen it going around for a while, but I haven't even pressed play on it, so I don't know what was said. But
and you must listen to some of them one day.
No, so I don't have time. I don't have the time.
When you're listening, girl, when you look and say, oh, them use the prime minister, it's just these two men that they use all the while with this AI thing.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't understand, say, are the picture and the voice of the person they use a talk. You know, see the man mouth move towards the something and them something. Why is it that Jamaica people so stupid?
Well, you can just make a comment that it's fake. Yeah, just make a comment that it's fake. Not stress it too much. But let me go ahead and take a next call here.
Yes.
Thank you.
What I would like you to do is to ask Mr. Morgan to address those situations so that people understand what AI is all about.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Senator, if you are over here, are anybody from the government who responds to, technology and stuff like that? It's probably not a bad idea. I've heard the government warn people to be careful of how they're getting their information. Some people will be more mindful, some people not so mindful. Some people are using technology without being educated on technology. So you're going to find, say, disinformation, misinformation. People who spread those things, them going to catch some people. Just like how the PNP, them talks to the Prime Minister thief and all kind of something. Some people believed it. Luckily, not enough to not vote for him. But we have an environment where false information and stuff can thrive. And that's why we have this channel. So we have a responsibility to make sure that we're getting the right information, and also that where we say false information, we let people know it's false. Hello, good night. Can you please turn down the background? Good night. I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, I wanted to ask you something related to government. I would say government people who enter politics. Do these people study politics before they go into politics?
I guess some do, and I guess some
go to an institution and study politics before this supposed to happen before they can enter politics?
Most people don't study politics formally before they go into it.
So they just pick up anybody from outside and just enter them and give them an NP and put them in the House of Parliament, because this is what I'm seeing happening right now.
Well, I guess you could say that everybody in a half is study politics in school, but I think the political parties should be responsible for educating, people who need to be educated who come into politics.
My God, sister, this is a disgrace to Jamaican people.
What are you talking about? You're talking about the parliamentary proceedings?
Do what I see happened in the House Tuesday.
Oh. Yeah.
Can you imagine you as a MP, you don't know the difference from a statement to a question?
The political parties are responsible for educating them and showing them and teaching them. Those who don't know.
I think that Mark Golden knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and he couldn't take it out at King's House, but he's taking it out at the Parliament.
You're talking about the walkout?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. He's taking it out at the Parliament because he couldn't go out, he couldn't get to go back King's House to go out because he didn't get no medal. So he third team, so he must take it out at the Parliament.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you.
I'm sorry for my little grandson them because I'm sorry for them because I don't know what kind of world they come to. Thank you, Mr. Night.
Yeah, man. Have a good night. Thank you.
Okay.
Guys, do you agree that the political parties are responsible for educating and showing their new members and members who need the education? What do you think about that? Yeah, man. Me feel so. Go over your party constitution with them so they know what the constitution say. And then if they are going to aspire to run for member of parliament, them need to know what go on, they need to know what them a do. And worse, if your party go win or if them go win a seat. By the time they win, if they don't know nothing, it's too late, you know. Them supposed to study independently for the job where them apply for. You cannot wait until they get the job, then they start study. So the party them to make sure say them are recruit people who have sense. And when we see, look here, when we see happening at the parliament yesterday, you know how much time we lose when we have to be teaching people who don't know how the parliament function? Who don't know say take away a whole heap of time from dealing with the issues that need to be dealt with? It's terrible. Hello? Hello?
Yes, hello, good night.
Welcome. Good night.
Yes, good night, yes. I've been watching the parliament, and if you remember Mark Golden, the people that come out and said they didn't want the Prime Minister wife and Ms. Filbert to be Speaker of the House.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they are carrying out this thing to put pressure on Miss Holness with the public, to make she look bad as the Speaker of the House. And I think that they are playing a game with by walking out. They know what they are doing.
Oh.
I think it is deliberate.
Okay.
They are playing politics with Miss Holness, but putting pressure on her, you know? So I don't think they don't know about the standing orders. If you look at the JP youngsters who want to come into parliament lately, they don't have that problem, the Colonel Charles Jr. and the Samuels and something.
Because they read.
I don't see a problem with them. So I don't know how comes these ones that come into the position are behaving this way and things like that. Because I mean, it was so embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
The speaker has to explain more than one time for the question and to answer a question. I mean, come on, these are not primary school students. These are big people.
Maybe the other people, maybe the other newcomers, them read, and the party probably make sure so them know what them supposed to do. Unlike the other side, they don't read and they're not told that they need to make sure that they master certain things before the job start. I mean, you know what I saying in my mind yesterday? Mm-hmm. When I see what Juliet Affair go over everything and I repeat everything, I said I need to get a woman a raise up here because she in there work overtime. She work overtime because she have to teach them. She's teaching and also having to conduct the parliament. That's a lot.
Yes, and it's taking up a lot of time
Yeah.
for the people's business. It is wasting a lot of time. And I think, as I said before, I think it's a little bit ploy by Mark Golding to pressure Andrew and the Prime Minister. I think they should look bad in the eyes of the Jamaican people. I think they're still playing the politics, election politics in the house.
I don't know.
They carried it into the house, though. They weren't outside. They were outside, but no, they carried it into the house to put pressure on Mr. Solis. Because they can't manage her. They want somebody who them can maneuver.
I think they're just having contempt for everybody because of one thing and one thing only. They lost the election and they're not happy about it. They were overconfident. They thought they would win and everything like that. And them not have no momentum, no time at all. And that is a big problem for them.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
You can as I say, you're right, they say that as you can see, it's as if they're in their attitude, you know. I know dear Mark going to get up and say more to hear what the after she had and if you notice him said, you know, him don't know. I think him said him don't know about something about standing out or something like that. But yet still, he was saying that he wanted to hear what the member from their constituents was saying, and I don't understand. And that if you don't know much about the standing order, then why you creating that problem?
Well, if they felt that she did something wrong, they should have made reference to the standing order and show her where she went wrong. But they did not do that. Instead, they're just playing the victim role, accusing people of victimizing them, and then they walked out. And this should not become a norm. That's why I talk about it again tonight, you know. Because this should not become a norm with them going there and just because they don't get their way, which is outside of the standing order, them just going to walk out on the Jamaican people. And this is why I encourage the Jamaican people, them say, when them go back to the parliament, protest against them and show them say this is unacceptable.
I agree.
I
agree wholeheartedly with that because from the inset, they had agreed to obey the standing order. The Paul and the House, this Paul will speak and the leader of the House. They'll all agree to adhere to the standing order. So I don't know why this is playing out now. But as I said before, I believe Mark Golding is a deliberate ploy by Mark Golding to put pressure on Mrs. Holiness because he did not want her there in the first place.
Okay.
He did not want her in the first place. I think that's a good idea.
Well, it doesn't look like it was premeditated. It doesn't look to me like the walkout led by him was premeditated. I think his ego got hurt because the mic was turned off. Okay. And, you know, but we'll see what happens. Thank you for calling, though.
Yes, you're welcome.
Have a good night.
You too.
Somebody else was... Oh, there it is. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Natalie.
Hi, good night.
I have to start by enjoying the laugh with you with the woman. So, no, I'm excited. No, there are three things I want to quickly highlight. And, you know, most of the time I call your program, I speak from emotion and, you know, I scratch for words. But, you know, I did some research on a few things and wanted to share. You know, you have people who has the saying that the People's National Party is for the poor. And the Jamaica Labour Party is for the upper class. We don't see ourselves for the lower class. But to debunk that, for the persons who are listening, the People's National Party fielded I think it was the first general election where Bustamante used a cane cutter to represent a constituency, and instead of the People's National Party fielding a Jamaican from the walk of society that is Jamaica. They opted not to add the amount of candidates. So in other words, I think they fielded only 19 compared to the, I'm not sure, but I have to go back to the numbers. But what I'm trying to say is that, for instance, the JP fielded 30 candidates. The People's National Party, looking at the entire Jamaica, saw it only fit to field 20, saying they did not find any suitable person to represent the party. And that you can explain to me now. If you considered the people from all walks of society in Jamaica, you tell me that you could not find a full slate of candidates? So when I hear people talking about the PNP is for the poor and the JP is, I shake my head. The second thing I want to highlight is, and it coincides with the no way how the PNP is treating the parliament. It is not something new. It is not something that is a riser's belief. It is a People's National Party way of mode of operandi. They have always disrespected the parliament because they believe in democratic socialism, which is hidden direct dictatorship socialism. That's what it is really. It's just a beautiful word to cover the ills of what they really believe in. I am saying this, in the 1970s, Michael Manley downgraded the parliament by introducing a free for all dress code. You remember this open bush jacket thing in parliament?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they introduced that, and the parliament was more with the picture of drugs. You know these South American drug traffickers? That's how we looked. That's how the parliament was brought down under the People's National Party. The third thing I want to share is also Mark Golden, and you have to understand what they represent. And a lot of people believe that, we Jamaicans, we were a part of their plan, and we were never a part of it. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. They were on a trajectory of absolute power, right? They want the CCJ because PJ Patterson started that, and they want to be crowned at the People's National Party introduced the CCJ. They don't want the Portmore to become a parish under JLP, right? This is not something that we get up and they get up and get over in 10 days, 20 days, or a year. They spent multi-billion dollars. So it's not going to go away. So for all the well-thinking Jamaicans, we must brace ourselves for the relenting of this type of behavior. And it is something that is diabolical in their blood. They are going to only come with lies, disruption, distraction, character assassination. It is a mode of operandi that came all the way from 1940. It is just a resurrection of our old trade. It is not a new thing. So persons, remember when Edward Siaga used a scandal back and said the PNP is full of scandal. You remember what PJ did? He said that it is Jamaican people we are calling, he's calling scandal, and that's why they use the media. It is not something new. This is the mode of PNP. If we are new to politics, then we will be surprised. But once you know the history, and the last thing I want to say, I believe, Natalie, that people who are dumb and cannot read or do not read should not be able to vote. Because these dumbasses are putting in the sword that is going to cut our throats. And there are so many of them that we cannot outnumber them. So when an idiot goes to the poll and vote because this say in great-great-great-grandmother got telephone in a area in the 1960s, and that make him a vote PNP. We, as the younger generation, is going to suffer for that. So look what we are now contending with. We have to contend with these insects in Parliament and the opposition side, and we are paying them. It is very sad. But I just want one thing, is that the government holds true, and look at it, is a disaster coming on the country, and the PNP is trying to find a leverage in that. Okay. Instead of them saying, okay, it's a disaster and we're trying to fix this, you're walking out and you're making it political. Just imagine.
Okay, thank you so much for participating.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man. Yes. The situation about the CCJ. Let me take this call. Hello, good night.
Good night. Actually.
Welcome.
Yeah, man, my friend does everything with a call of this a while ago, because I've been saying a lot of it myself. But one of the things that me really call for highlight tonight is that after the speaker go over the rules, right, regarding statements and questions, right? She actually gave Chris Brown about 3 different opportunities to ask his question.
That was the worst of it.
Right? And every time she correct him and give him another chance to come with him question, him go back to the same thing. Marlene Malawi Fort, I think, in my own estimation, see that him not understand the procedures of Parliament, and she, bid to ask a question, and the speaker gave her the time to ask. And she get up and she asked a question. She was basically saying to them without saying it, this is how it is being. It should be done.
Yeah? So what is the situation with Chris Brown? Was it that he did not understand what was being said, or I don't get it? Because he was struggling.
He was supposed to just ask a question, but him gone in a contractor weren't being paid and money is owed to contractor.
They're not planting that, man.
They correct him and tell him that
Jesus.
It's a dangerous road him go down, because he's not supposed to talk about contractor, because MP no dealing a procure with him giving out the contract we talk about and all of them things. Them caution him. Mm-hmm. Minister Morgan get up and tell him to say him a go down a dangerous road.
So why them never do the same thing over the Senate?
Do the same thing over and over. And nobody on the side don't try to correct him, then I make him more. So don't go down the road.
So why when Burton do it in the Senate, they never correct him? They make him talk over there.
Probably the sitting of the Senate did allow for certain things for them to make statements, as to say. But this sitting was just the only person who allowed to make a statement was the shadow person to the minister. Mm-hmm. Everybody else can only ask a question. And at that she keep on repeat to him. Yeah?
You don't understand.
So I don't know, because when Marlene get up and ask a question, in my mind, me I said, she do it to show him, say, this is the way it's supposed to be done. Mm-hmm. And even after that, him still go back to the same thing when we start off with.
I don't think him is a riser, I know. But nonetheless, them for sure how, boy, I mean, I know. Because even if you get corrected, let's say they didn't know, even if they get corrected, is there a special language that is being spoken in the Parliament where they not understand?
No, but as I say,
because the whole time the woman take the whole.
He himself don't understand. Somebody on the side they could have,
show him.
Mm-hmm. Let him know to listen. Just ask a direct question to based on what the minister say and great. But you keep on and go back to the same thing even after you're being corrected more than once.
Somebody has said that to me earlier. But Me no know
I'm
this.
the call I said before them deliberately come for frustrate or something because me can't see how somebody has said to you, say, you're not supposed to make a statement. Focus on the question you're supposed to be asked. That's the way the woman stress. I make she read the standing order and make him know, say, this is how it's supposed to take place. But you don't know, something wrong with them people. Yeah, and then Mark him now get up and start one bag of tracing. And when he ask a question and the mic open to him to ask him question.
And time ago.
So
what you think?
Take up the whole of the time. And again, you know, so they had guests the parliament yesterday and them choose to come behave that way. They just look away.
Boy.
Right?
So what you think about if the man them and woman them did make Mark alone walk out?
I mean, if they did sit down and make him alone walk out, he would have looked stupid. But I guess, them giant Simon says so anything where him do them have to do.
Missed opportunity.
If him get up and walk out and them sit down, he would have looked stupid. Right? Because
stupid? That's an understatement, man.
In a case like this, where we are dealing with the pending storm where I come, them that represent the people and send them a parliament, them should have stay and ask them questions and,
Oh, jeez.
get answers and stuff. We can go back to them people. But, as I say, the arrogance where the people are bringing up parliament is just total bitterness. Them never expect to lose the election. Right? And remember you did bring it to your program. I don't remember which one of them blogger there. It said at the inauguration, them see Mark Wolin and I tell them, say, no bother with the foolishness in the parliament this term. And them said to them, say, what?
Let me start phone.
So, he might carry out when they tell the blogger at the time.
Lord
sorry, phone up and be a disruption of the parliament this term.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what can be done about it, but
I would say the only thing that can be done about it, more well-thinking people in Jamaica need to get up and start talk out and make the voice be heard.
We have to make protesting outside of parliament become a thing. Anytime you see them disrupt the democracy of the country, me not laughing. Anytime you see them disrupt the democracy of the country, the people them together and see them outside and look them in their face and make them know say we are pay on the salary, going there go do a work and not come here with no drama.
Yeah, man, but you know it I go split down party lines. So I go have the people must take a PNP stance and now go look on what is right. See?
What's
that? Then I go look on to watch another speaker. I do our work, You know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you can remember when Murray Atkinson was the mayor of Kingston. Yeah? For a long while, all we know was Murray Atkinson as name. And when Desmond Mackenzie becomes mayor and start enforce the law, yeah? People at first will say, oh, money are wicked, this, that, but the man did do what Murray Atkinson never did do. He might carry out the law, he might do what the book said. And the same thing come now with this speaker, she had do things according to the book, and they might make it look like she come and do something wrong.
Then you Warmington tell them, say, Bruce Golden, come here, come say that. But you're not the standing order, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, Bruce. Bruce probably hear that and stuff. I'm not alone, man.
They used to getting away with all kind of crap. And the speaker enforced the standing order and them just not like that. And that's why they didn't come out early and say them no want her back because them can't bully her and she do the thing according to the book.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens because, I could say it go. But thank you for calling.
Yeah, I have to watch this parliament carefully. More people need to start all this people accountable.
Why hard?
Them come this term to create a whole heap of disruption, and it starts show early. First two sitting on your seat already.
Prime Minister never in there yesterday. I want him.
Maybe him have other business dealing with them.
Okay.
I'm a whole heap of meeting with disaster preparedness and all kind of things. So.
All right. Well, we'll talk again. Thank you. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. So the 15 minutes there. When I ask for stay behind and give 15 minutes of phone time, and I did. So let us catch up, guys, and please make sure say wrap up all safety measures over the next few days. The only thing though, let me see. This weekend, I hope that you guys don't lose internet, because I want to come check in and tell me, wherever you will be, if you have any damages or anything like that. Hopefully not. I'm hoping for the best. And I will be praying for you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure that you take care of yourselves. Just give the live a thumbs up before you leave, guys. And thank you for your calls. Have a good night.
Yo, JPU, Jamaica politics uncovered. This one for the queen of truth, Natalie. Natalie, you are one of the best. No test, JPU channel, pass the truth quest. Them are hide facts, you tear down the wall. Bringing info to the people, big up for all. From parliament floor to country lane, JPU show the game. No stain. We love you, Natalie. Bless YouTube channel, JPU one fast. Check JPU, one true. Check who they live a feel. Come check the channel, people them voice. Watch how you dissect the political scene. Clean information, no in between. We salute your hustle, your passion, your might. JPU shining light on the darkest night. Don't make them destruct you, stay firm and true. You all of Jamaica, big up you. We love you. Bless YouTube channel, JPU one fast. Check JPU one true. Check who they live a feel. Come check the channel, people them voice.
Beats him as in horns at all.